to a new video. So in today's video we're going to be doing a bit of a cost breakdown and tell you about how much this project's cost me, and we're driving to our little location now, so I'll see you in a bit. So now we're at our disclosed location. So here we have the Patrol out in the countryside. It's actually not too far from my house, but for all of you that don't know, this is my 1998 LS powered Patrol. It's engineered, so it was engineered about 10 years ago. And this has been my isolation project. So for any new viewers, you can go back and watch the entire, I wouldn't say build, more of a revival. So this thing was very neglected and just needed some love. So it wasn't running, didn't drive because of gearbox problems, and we got it running and driving, cleaned it up, and we gave it a new lease of life. But in this video, I'm going to do a bit of a build breakdown because a lot of you have been telling me how much is the cost for everything, including the car. And I'll do, like, you know, how much fuel I get, litres per 100. That's a big question, so I'll do all that in this video. Also get some sound clips of it because, you know, LSs do sound grouse. But so far, I've been dailing it for close to 3 weeks now, and I did 500 Ks of driving over the last week. Me and my missus went away. Went out to Rushworth, which is an old mining town I grew up in, so did some Ks around there. Went out to the bush in Roo, Mount Black, Mount Brown, so this thing did flawless. The only thing that went wrong was one of the exhaust bolts fell out, so I had a bit of an exhaust leak, so I pulled over and fixed that on the way home. A 2-hour drive home. But yeah, she's been awesome. And the engine bay's been all good. Now, I'll get straight into it. One of the biggest questions I get asked is how good is it on fuel? So driving at 500 Ks, about a tank and a half. So I was averaging about 20 litres per 100. Not the greatest, but most people I talk to that tune these can get them down to about 15, which is more than what my RD28 was getting. So if I can do that and then get the rear main tank as well. This hasn't got a rear main tank. It just runs off a 90 litre sub tank, which is a belly tank. It's got a stainless one. At the back it used to have LPG, but now we're gonna replace that with the main tank. So it's all bare at the back here. But yeah, cruising on the freeway, it's not too bad on fuel. Around town it uses a bit, but I do like the sound of it, so my right foot gets a little bit happy. So it's bloody freezing out here. I'm gonna go sit in the car. I'm gonna go through my list of everything we've purchased for this car, how much the car was itself. A lot of you know the purchase price, and see where we're at in the final product. It's always scary counting up the bills and stuff, but you know, it's all part of cars, I guess. So yeah, we'll go in the car because I can't feel my fingers, and we'll talk more about the cost. A lot of you guys that have been following the channel know that I'm always transparent with stuff like this, so I'm not afraid to tell you costs and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people are really interested. I know a lot of people are going to tell me that, you know, why tell people the cost, because if you go to resell it, you know, people are going to know what you paid for it, or, you know, you're going to make a profit off of it. At the end of the day, like, if it owes me, like, you know, a quarter of what I want to sell it for, if I want to sell it for, let's say, 30 grand, I'll sell it for 30 grand. If I want to sell it for 40 grand, I'll sell it for 40 grand. So at the end of the day, it's just the market of what they're going for. If someone goes, oh, look, you paid, you know, 3 grand for it, it's worth 3 grand. It's not how it works. So yeah, there'll be someone out there that wants to pay the money, and you know, it's going to be a very long time until I get rid of this car, if I do. And yeah, so I just want to be transparent about the cost for you guys. If you want to get started in doing a Barra conversion, LS conversion, you know, try and find something a bit budget friendly. I don't know what my hands are doing. It's so cold I can't feel them. And yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just get down to the nitty gritty. I actually put every single penny I spent on this car into the list, and it'll sort of give you a final figure of how much it owes me. And if you can find a cheap Patrol out there that needs some love, go and do it, and save yourself some money. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I've got my little list here, and we've got the LS Patrol cost breakdown. So we'll start off with the car. The car, a lot of you know, I paid 5 grand for. There's a whole story behind how I got the car. It was from a friend that sort of gave up on the car, and I managed to get it 5 grand, which is a steal. And you gotta remember, it is engineered, so that's a big thing with these cars. And you know, engineering costs a lot of money, and you know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to do depending on what state you're in. So getting the car engineered was a big plus, and obviously I jumped on it as soon as I got the phone call to go pick it up. So 5 grand was the car, and then when we got it, we had the broken adapter plate. So that cost 300 to repair, and I got it all braced and that's been working awesome. So that was 300. That was the first cost I ever put into the car, because obviously I had the gearbox out of it because it wouldn't run, and we had a double issue of a broken adapter plate, and then we had the issue of the slave cylinder was spaced out too much, engaging the clutch. So next is something that I haven't done to the car yet, but I did purchase it for the car, so I'm going to add that into the cost. That was the other exhaust we have. We have the redback system, so that's a 3-inch redback system, and it was actually 4 LS converter Patrols. So all I got to do is get it flanged and then joined into this section that runs under the car. So that was 300 for that. I added in all the oil, coolant, fluids, and all the fuses and stuff I bought for this car, and that came out to just about 150, or rounds up to 150. Tyres, because we needed tyres for roadworthy, because our BF Goodriches were cracked. They were 450 because they were just cheap all-terrains. Our roadworthy was $150, so that was just, you know, basic roadworthy, and then Had to get those little problems fixed. And then the registration itself, that was $400. So $400 because I only paid I only did the 3 months rego, because in Victoria you can do you can pay in increments. You can do 3 months, 4 months, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. So I did the 4 months just to space it out for my other cars, because you know my little daily Hyundai that rego was coming up soon, so I decided to space it out. So yeah, it was $400, stamp duty and stuff like that. And then we got our paints and Raptor coat, and that came out to about $120. That was pretty much all we spent. If any of you guys can remember something that I've spent money on that I can't remember, let me know. A lot of the things on this car are from my old Patrol. So I was going to add in, so when I bought the car for $5,000, I had the white Patrol that you may know about. It was a RD28. And I actually parted that out, and I made almost I made $4,500 parting that out. So I pretty much made the money back on this car. So this car technically owed me like $500, but I'm not going to count that in. I'm just going to do how much it cost me. Yeah, so I made most of my money back on parting out that car. I've actually still got some things, but a lot of the things from that car went into this, like the UHF, all the stuff at the rear, the spare, the rear bar, the rear window deflector, the spotlights, the aerial, all that stuff. The center console piece, the shroud here, all of that was from my other car, so I saved a lot of money on that. So if we were to round everything up right now, that I've put in this list, it comes out to about $6,870. To be honest, when I saw that final figure, I went, Jesus Christ, because I couldn't even, when I was looking to buy the conversion parts for my white car, the conversion kit alone, just the adapter kit without any extractors or anything, no alternator relocation kit, that was about $4,500. The way I think about that now, $6,870, I've got a working LS Patrol, and I've driven it, you know, halfway across Victoria already. And yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to think about. So 6,870 is what it owes me now. I don't know if that's a good estimate, because, you know, it could have missed something here and there, but it owes me under $7,000. That was what I was trying to do. I was trying to build it for under $7,000. And yeah, now we're out, you know, in the middle of the bush right now, just mucking around. It's a little bit of a cost breakdown. I haven't gone off-roading yet. I did take it off-roading up through when I went to Rushworth, but that was only just 2-wheel drive, because I still got to do the rear diff. For all of you that don't know, I've got mismatch ratios, front's 4.6, rear's 4.11. So I've actually got a diff coming not tomorrow, the next day. So it'll be Thursday. And then I'll go pick that up, and then next video we'll be whacking that rear diff in, and then we can actually go all off-roading. And I am so excited to go off-roading, because this thing off-road is so fun, even in 2-wheel drive. So that's a bit of me rambling about the price of this thing, and I hope there's some sort of inspiration to, you know, get you out there and, you know, find a cheap build. If you do an expensive build, by all means go for it. It's all, you know, everyone's different, but yeah, I was just sort of excited looking at that final figure and the accomplishment that goes with the final product of the vehicle. So I'm so excited. And the biggest thing of always sharing it with you, because you know, I never thought I'd be doing this, putting this stuff online. You know, I never thought I'd be doing it. So the support I've had from this car is unbelievable. I've had people, you know, yell at me from the side of the streets. I've had people message me saying that seeing this thing parked at a country town 2 hours away, people, you know, saying, oh, I saw this in bloody this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's people from all over the country. So unbelievable. And I thank you so much for the support, and it really means a lot. And the build would have taken much longer if I didn't have the support and motivation from all you people behind the lens of this camera. I think I've blabbed enough for today. I think we might get some sounds from this vehicle, capture the beautiful V8 exhaust note that comes out of this car. Hopefully that sounds all right. You probably noticed that I've got a tensioner squeal. I've always had that, and I've got to order some new tensioners for it. And a belt, because the squeal's off its head, is only when it's in RPM. So let's go take it to some dirt, I think. Let's get out of here. so we're heading back from the disclosed location, and yeah, I hope those exhaust clips and that couple of times I got a limiter were good enough for you. So hopefully you're going to be hearing a lot more, or not hopefully, you will be hearing a lot more of that when we go four-wheel driving out into the bush. Hopefully when we do the diff, I'm going to try and do it end of this week, so next video will be the diff. Hopefully by then we can do a trip straight after that, and I'm going to try and do maybe just a local trip just to get used to the car. So probably like Mountain Disappointment, King Lake, that's sort of my local layers, maybe even Talangi. Yeah, because we know those tracks, and we know that it's a good testing ground for cars like this. But yeah, so far dailying it for 3 weeks. I've given my Hyundai a bit of a break, and this has been pretty cool to be driving a 4B again. It's freaking massive. Even on the little wheels, it feels like a monster truck. But yeah, I've been dailying it, it's been awesome. The only faults I can say is that bearing squeak, which I got silicone spray to quiet it up for now, and yeah, it's a little thirsty for now, so I gotta get tuned. And then after that, we can actually do some touring in it too. So it'll be a bit of a party bus and a tourer, so hopefully do a bit of both. I love touring, but at the same time I love to just be on limiter and get rowdy up some big hills. So hopefully this video has been enough for you guys, and I really appreciate you sticking around and watching to the end of this revival series on this Patrol. And now look at me, I'm in it just driving it around. I never thought, like, it's weird not being in my driveway working on it. I mean, I still do, but like, it's cool to actually be out in the scenic environment and enjoying it like a normal car. So I'm going to end the video here, and thank you all so much for watching. As always, subscribe if you haven't, it helps me a lot, and give this video a like because it is free and it helps me get these videos out faster. And yeah, so we'll see you in the next video, and hopefully a lot more limiter sounds and working four-wheel drive. Take care everyone, and see you next one. Bye bye.